Let's talk about being proactive. How can you prevent a fire from starting?
Well, there's a lot of ways we can prevent a fire from starting, and number one is to be safe. Keep the lighters and matches away from the kids, which they'll talk about here pretty soon. Smoke alarms. There's also such a thing as a residential sprinkler system. Which
smoke alarms, are you talking about batteries, and be sure that they have batteries and all that?
Yeah, make sure they have batteries. Check them once a month. Change a battery every 6 months. There's a lot of things to prevent fires, and be careful with your stoves. The things that cause fires the most are in the kitchen. That's over 30% of your house fires are in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Right. Mostly because we have the appliances in there that will produce the heat. Come and get information from the fire department, your local fire department. They have a lot of brochures.
What about arson? What about arson fire prevention?
It's hard to prevent arson completely, obviously, just like it's hard to prevent any crime completely. But to keep yourself from being a victim of arson, once again, you need to report any threats you might have toward yourself, secure your property, alarm systems like entry or burglar alarm systems. Don't leave things laying around that are easy to ignite around your house or even in your house.
Arson fires, in terms of people who have done it deliberately for their own homes, risk takers.
Right.
Big risk takers. So most likely, I know this is an insurance company question, but what if it's happened to be done purposely by the owner of the house? Is there a court? Is there a fine? They lose their insurance?
If they apply for the insurance after if they've burned their own house and they apply for the insurance, they've committed a felony at that point.
Okay.
And that gets you jail time.
Well, I want to thank you, Fire Marshal Tim Millspaugh.
That's great.
I appreciate it so much, because I'm going to have actually with us here Janet Jost, and she's an RN and MS Chief Executive Officer, and she has her own business as a consultant, and we're going to talk about quite a bit of things. And thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, sir. Just stay cool, because we might need you. If there's any fire here, we have to, holler at you. Stay around, please. Thank you. Now, Janet, have a seat, please. Thank you for being with us.
Sure.
Got a lot of questions for you. Causes with an S of fire.
Okay, the leading cause of home fire is actually cooking related. They start in the kitchen. Some start with barbecue grills, but the majority start in the home. That is the #1 leading cause of home fire. But the #1 leading cause of home fire death is actually smoking and smoking related materials. And
smoking cigarettes?
Cigarettes. And it's because people carelessly discard them. Somebody may be smoking in bed, fall asleep, they drop the cigarette, it ignites the bed, it smolders for a while, and then the house catches fire. And the person may or may not be able to escape. Hopefully they have a smoke alarm that alerts them to get out. But about 800 people each year in the United States die from a fire that was started because somebody carelessly discarded the cigarette. And one of the sad things about that is about 1 in 4 are people who weren't the smokers. Many of them children who are sleeping in a bedroom when the house catches fire and are unable to escape on their own.
So what about, I'm sure most people die of inhalation, smoke inhalation, than burns.
More do, yes.
More do.
Yes, although a significant number of people die from a small burn or a large burn. Even a small burn can be fatal when it's accompanied with smoke inhalation, or if it's a young child, or if it's somebody of older age or has any type of disability.
Let's talk about cause burn injuries.
Okay. Of burn injuries? Okay. The leading cause of burn injury to young children is actually scald burns. It's not fire related. They're caused by tap water scalds. The home water heater is set too hot. The child is placed into a bathtub or falls into a bathtub. An older adult slips and falls in the shower. For young children and older adults, scalds cause more injuries than fire does. Fire continues to cause more deaths because usually you've got a bigger burn. Once the person reaches about 4 years old, fire becomes more of a problem than scald injuries, with injuries and deaths And there's a lot of different reasons for that.
Anything on that too?
No, she's doing great.
She's the expert. How about juvenile? Let's talk about juvenile problems.
Okay. There's a lot of problems with youth that cause a fire. And we've talked about juvenile fire setters, the ones that deliberately set fires. But children set fires for a lot of different reasons. Most of the time, between 70 and 80% of the time, a child sets a fire because of lack of education, lack of supervision, easy access to matches and lighters. They don't do it because they're bad kids. They don't do it because they're trying to burn something down. They do it because they have easy access to a match or a lighter. They see an adult who uses a lighter. They think they can do it too, and they don't understand the consequences of using a lighter. And when a fire occurs, young children don't know what to do. They don't know to tell an adult, a grown-up. Maybe they've been told before, don't play with a lighter. And mom says, Johnny, if you play with a lighter again, I'm going to spank you. So that doesn't stop Johnny from playing with a lighter. He just becomes more secretive about it. And he goes into a closet, into his bedroom, someplace where mom and dad aren't.
And maybe even dark because...
And dark.
Yeah.
And plays with a lighter. And then when something catches fire, such as the bedding, the curtains, the carpet, the clothes in the closet, Johnny's scared. Johnny's scared because he doesn't know how fast fire can grow. Maybe nobody's ever talked to Johnny about what to do if your house catches fire. Johnny's been threatened by mom. Johnny, if you ever play with fire again, I'm going to spank you. And so he's not going to run out into the living room and say, hey, Mom, guess what I just did? Because he's scared. So children hide under a bed, they hide in a closet, they don't call for help, and that's when an adult finally realizes there's a problem, calls 911, the fire department arrives, and then the firefighters need to go in and rescue the child because he or she is unable to escape on their own. So most fires that are set by young children are simply curiosity fires. Those are the ones that can usually, if they don't get burned, they don't burn the house down. Usually education is enough to solve that problem. Education not only of the child, but of the parent. The parent or whoever left the matches or the lighter where the child could get to it. Because if the child sees something that looks like a toy, he's going to play with it. So the parents have to take responsibility for keeping those matches and lighters out of the child's reach.
But the problem we are facing nowadays, that I know you have some here, is many of the lighters we have nowadays, they look like toys.
They do.
I mean, seriously, I see you have a cell phone here. Let's start.
Okay.
I would like to keep this after the show, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cell phone. Let's show it to that's a cell phone.
That's a cell phone.
That's a regular cell phone.
This is an adult audience, right, that's going to be seeing this.
In fact, I'm going to use that camera over there. Ray, can you show this, please? Where are you at? Oh, you're over there. All right. Let's show this. This is a regular, little nice cell phone, but it is a lighter.
It is a lighter. And again, I'm asking, are there going to be kids watching this show? Because we don't want to ever show children how to light a lighter.
Right. That is actually a cell phone, and let's see.
If you push that plastic
this
thing.
One here?
Yeah, that one. And listen carefully.
Okay, I want to go this way then. Oh, okay. I see. So there is a phone, actually it's a lighter as well, and listen to it. All right.
It is not a functioning telephone, it's only a functioning lighter.
It is a lighter.
But it sounds and looks just like.
Another one.
Okay, I want to point something out on this. So a child finds this, thinks it's a toy, plays like it's a cell phone, puts the phone up to his or her ear, pushes that, and that fire catches their hair on fire or their shirt on fire. Real serious problem. And so for the adults who are watching this show, I would really strongly encourage you, don't buy novelty lighters that look like this if you've got kids in your house.
And I bet you this is made in China. You want to bet?
I don't know.
Let's see.
It's sold right here in Wichita, Kansas.
That's most likely. Anything in Wichita is made by China anyway. All right, let's see another one.
Okay.
That's a fire extinguisher.
This one looks like a fire extinguisher. And this one I've actually demoed enough that it will no longer light. But all you do is you pinch it just like
Oh,
you
I see.
would a real fire extinguisher.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Flame comes out, and
Look, use this way, this side.
oh,
Here we go.
there you go.
He's gonna show
It
it.
actually says on
It's
it,
okay.
911,
It's okay.
fire.